AI. You hear it everywhere, on the news, in ads, in every app update. But almost nobody can actually explain what it means. In the next few minutes, you will be able to. Properly. No fluff. First, let's clear something up. This isn't about robots secretly planning something in a basement. That's science fiction, not the real thing. Artificial intelligence simply means machines doing jobs that normally need a human brain. And that definition breaks down into 4 real parts. Sensing what's happening around it, thinking about what that means, learning from past examples, and making a choice based on all of that. Every AI system, from the simplest to the most advanced, is doing some version of these 4 things. Let's take them one at a time, starting with sensing. This just means taking in raw information, a photo, a sound, a line of text, and turning it into something the machine can actually work with. Your phone's camera recognizing a face is sensing. Next, thinking. Once the machine has that information, it has to work out what it actually means. Is this a cat or a dog? Is this email spam or not? That step is where the real intelligence word starts to earn its place. Then, learning. Instead of a programmer writing rules for every possible situation by hand, which is basically impossible, the system looks at thousands or millions of past examples and works out the pattern on its own. And finally, deciding. All of that comes together into an actual action. Approve this loan, block this email, suggest this next video, or in a more serious case, apply the brakes. Here's all 4 working together in one real example. A self-driving car's camera senses a person stepping off the curb. It thinks, this could turn into a collision. It has learned, from millions of earlier examples, what usually happens next in situations like this. And it decides, immediately, to brake. Now here's something most people get wrong. This is not a new idea. The term artificial intelligence was coined all the way back in 1955. Early researchers were genuinely convinced that machines as smart as humans were just a couple of decades away. They were wrong, and not by a small amount. Progress was much slower than expected. Funding dried up more than once, and there were long periods. Historians literally call them AI winters, where the entire field was seen as a disappointment. What actually changed things wasn't one big breakthrough. It was a shift in approach, from trying to handwrite every rule to letting machines learn patterns directly from data. That shift is called machine learning, and it's most of what people mean by AI today. And more recently, one more thing changed: scale. Today's largest models learn from more text, images, and examples than a single human could get through in 1,000 lifetimes. That's the real reason AI suddenly feels like it appeared overnight. The idea didn't change, the scale did. Let's make the "is it actually AI" question really concrete, because this gets misused constantly in marketing. A dishwasher's timer follows one fixed rule, every single time, forever. That's automation. It will never, ever get any better at its job on its own. A spam filter is fundamentally different. Feed it more email, and it gets better at spotting spam, completely on its own, with no programmer rewriting its rules. That ability to improve from data, without being reprogrammed, is the actual line between plain software and AI. One more pair, because this distinction is worth really nailing down. A basic calculator always gives the same answer to the same input. Totally reliable, totally fixed, and not AI, no matter how useful it is. A recommendation system, on the other hand, changes its suggestions based on what you personally watch, click, and skip. It's building an understanding of you, specifically from your behavior. That adaptability is the signature of a real AI system. Now, a few honest corrections, because this is where most explanations quietly lie to you. First, none of this means the model actually understands anything the way you do. It's finding statistical patterns extremely well. It isn't thinking, and it isn't feeling anything. Second, AI can be confidently, completely wrong. It doesn't have a built-in sense of doubt the way people do. A wrong answer can sound just as certain as a correct one, which is exactly why checking its work matters. And third, an AI system is only as good as what it learned from. If its training data contains bad patterns or unfair bias, the system will happily learn and repeat those patterns too. It reflects its data. It doesn't correct for it automatically. With all of that said, here's where this already shows up in your life, right now, probably without you noticing. Voice assistants turning your speech into text. Apps recommending exactly what you'll want to watch next. Maps predicting traffic minutes before it actually happens. Email quietly filtering out spam before you ever see it. And it's not just consumer apps. Hospitals use it to help spot patterns in medical scans. Banks use it to catch fraudulent transactions in real time. Scientists use it to help predict how proteins fold, a problem that used to take years of lab work. So where does this series go from here? We'll open up exactly how machines actually learn, the real mechanics, not just the word. Then the real math behind it, one small piece at a time. Then the actual algorithms, all the way to building a real, working model yourself, understanding every single line. For now, here's what to keep. AI means sensing, thinking, learning, and deciding. It gets better from data, unlike plain automation. The idea is old, the scale is what's new, and it can be wrong with total confidence, so it's always worth a second look. That's artificial intelligence, properly explained, from the ground up. Follow AllAboutAIVerse. We are building this out, one honest step at a time.